Scholars, we're jumping right into it because this is just a late video. I passed the fuck out after work. I was out for at least 4 hours. I don't know if I caught something or if I'm feeling sick. I don't know. I was gonna live stream some Arc Raiders, but that just didn't happen. We're almost on Thanksgiving break, so I have a week to just do whatever I need to do. Anyways, we're not no fancy intro, just jumping right into it. But before we start, I just kind of want to say Bungie's released all these tunings, these previews, and I'm just not excited. And it's not because there necessarily they're not good or Bungie's not doing anything, tweaks that are interesting, though there's some that are really lackluster in my opinion, just that they've released so far. But it's because outside of the one moment where Bungie did that mid-season update that was just god-awful, most of the changes Bungie has done to tuning have been actually really good. We've got some crazy builds. Like Warlock, absolutely fucking nasty with grenades and turret buddies just destroying. Hunters have still been fucking destroying everything with their prismatic build, and now some other niche builds are kind of popping up. Like I've got a fan knife build that I run in ultimate mode, just constant super, and they changed Golden Gun to where essentially it's an ad clear machine gun now. You just it's really fucking fun. Titan, Bonk Hammer came back in its ult's prime, and I feel like I love Bonk Hammer. Prismatic Titan, not as great, but still pretty good. And then obviously Stasis Titan is popping the fuck off, right? All the classes have had tuning. There's been exotics that have some tuning, some that have just are piss poor. But overall, Edge of Fate, outside of all the bullshit that Bungie's done wrong, just the gear and stuff has always, it's been pretty good, this expansion. The problem is the game itself has not been good. It has been really fucking bad, especially when 90% of it has been soft sunsetted. We're at like 80% now, I think, but that's where I'm at with Renegades. It's like, I'm not excited for changes because you're just going to go back to the portal. Like I need heavy hitting. I need to see at least 50% of the game back up and running, especially paid content. Like I need multiple raids. We need multiple dungeons. Like dungeons right now, it feels like outside of the exotic. And I feel like I need to learn we watched a video about cheaters transferring stuff over. I need to find a way to do that, but with like dungeons. Like if there's a way to share dungeons, like for someone can share it for free. That way I can just get the exotic and never give a shit about the dungeon. Like just awful. I just don't want to spend $20 on something I just use an exotic and that's it, right? It feels fucking bad. And that's how it feels with this game. So when we go through this, I'm going to give it an honest opinion, but at the same time, I'm just not excited. Not because it's not good, not because it's not exciting, but because the game is not in a good spot in general. Like you get all these toys, but nothing to fucking use it with. Who gives a shit? It's like giving a kindergartner a nuke and you're in a sandbox. You're just that's it. He's like, oh, okay, here's your nuke and just blow up the sand, kick dirt. Like that's it. When we used to be able to go into the jungles of the Amazon and, fist fight, tigers and shit like that. I don't know if maybe my examples are just wild. I'm just pulling stuff out. Like I said, I was like half knocked out before I started recording. I wanted to record a video for today to just do this because I have no desire to do any more reviews. Like I'm discombobulated, so apologies if I'm all over the place. So let's just get into it, right? I'm not gonna read the bullshit. They always give a bullshit reason. I just want to know what it does, and I'll tell you if I think it's good. Now, I'm gonna say right now, I have seen so many people in PvP pissed the fuck off about this right here. For PvE, I have to read what it does, but invisibility has been a nightmare in Crucible, and it's been that way for years. I think it's just more noticeable now that not everyone is throwing fucking insta-kill knives at your forehead. yeah, that was the main reason why no one really like bitched too much about invisibility, is because everyone was too busy getting knifed in the head. Now that that's been toned down, we're back to the invisible bullshit. And as a Titan main, it feels bad because Titans just kind of suck in Crucible. Not that you can't be God tier, not that there isn't some nasty plays you can do. It's just, it's so free to just spam invisibility or throw nades or just do cheesy shit with Warlock and Hunter. Like Titan, we've had our cheesy shit kind of tuned down, unless you're running around glaving everyone, in which case, right? But not my play style, but shout out to the glavers out there, though I think I see mostly Hunters glaive nowadays while going invisible. But this has pissed off the PvP community. Let's find out why. Now, Graviton Forfeit will grant improved grenade, melee, and class ability recharge rates for a moderate duration each time you become invisible. Yeah, I'm sure that is going to, I can tell you why people are already pissed off about Graviton Forfeit. Let's throw smoke nades and go invisible even more. Stacks up to 3 times. Effect time does not deplete when you're visible. I'm gonna be honest. This maybe if you're trying to play as a team with that aspect that when you kill something it turns everyone invisible, that Graviton Forfeit might have some play. But if I'm being brutally honest, I don't even think this is necessary with how the kits are, like with stats and wise, like stat wise. Like I would rather play greedy, right? Greedy Graviton, being able to go invisible on demand and have destabilizing rounds built into an exotic. What was it? Gerfalcons. Sorry, I haven't played all with other classes since I moved to Titan, except for like maybe Warlock. I've been spamming, Axiom bolts left and right, just one-shotting things on pure Void Warlock, which is crazy that Void Warlock is actually popping the fuck off, but it is. But yeah, I just don't see Graviton Forfeit being necessarily good in PvE, but for PvP, I can see exactly why. Now, Omnioculus grants the effect of Beyond the Veil to allies. Now also starts their health and shield regeneration. So it applies to allies and not the hunter themselves. Shax is watching. Yeah, I could see why this would piss people off. Omnioculus has always been strong. It's always been a very powerful choice for PvE team play, but problem is it's mostly like neutral game for Void. Like it just makes you invisible for survivability, and that's it. Like it gives you that damage resistance, but nothing about it is like the problem with Destiny now is defensive abilities aren't necessary. Outside of maybe suspend, right? Suspend, and we have, blind or disorient or whatever the hell they're calling it now. The reality is the best way to deal with things is just kill it. And I love my Stronghold Flash Counter build because it does the blinding and it does great ad control. But the reason why people hate it is because it's too slow when you can just straight up murder everything. And that when you can take a Warlock grenade, Axion bolt, and just toss it and just clear out an entire group with one grenade. Yes, it is just too slow. It's no longer as it's not necessary to have defensive exotics because we're just so damn strong. And that's not me asking for nerfs, by the way. I'm just stating the fucking obvious. Lucky Raspberry, this thing, I do want to hear what they have to say because this thing has not been used, in my opinion, since Destiny 1. Lucky Raspberry and Arc Bolt grenades, for that matter, have been out of the limelight for a long while due to their general slowness and low damage. I would agree. Arc grenades have just been more of a meme thing. We've done a passover of both Arc Bolt grenade itself and Lucky Raspberry to help with some of their consistency issues, as well as bring them into today's build crafting options. Arc Bolt grenade. So this is going to be interesting. Projectile lifetime of chain projectile. This helps hit consistency on moving targets that are near the outer edge of certain range and activates 0.1 second faster after initial sensor sweep. increased max chain range and the initial chain from 7 meters to 10. But what about the damage? Like, that's the big thing, is the damage. Like, no one uses arc bolt because it sucks. Exotic armor now applies jolt. Okay, that's interesting. So you got jolt on demand. So that's cool. Maybe back in the day when we didn't have like abilities alone. I feel like unstoppables aren't like, I'm gonna be honest. I was doing ultimate salt mines for the event, just tossing out grenades like crazy, and I was just killing unstunned unstoppables like they're nothing, right? Like, and solar scorch explosions are just obviously better in my opinion. Like, and there's some jolt weapons, like jolting feedback is on weapons and is just really good in general. Like, so I just don't know if I would just for this return arc energy on application of the jolt debuff or trigger. Like, this is all fine and dandy, but I would like something like, I don't know, like something that's actually gonna buff the grenades themselves other than just it jolts. And like, jolting now on hits is not really impressive. Just not. So lucky just doesn't seem so lucky to me. Orpheus rigs increased super duration from 60 seconds to 20 seconds. Woo. Whoa. Okay, we're really, I mean, for locking down and damn it, DPS, it could matter. 4 seconds could matter. Gemini jesters. I was gonna make a joke that's the joke of exotics, but it's not even that bad. They're increasing the disorient duration against players to 0.5 for 1 second. That could matter. Being blinded for a second can fuck you up. And in addition to applying disorient, misdirection also removes opposing players' HUD for 2 seconds. Ooh, joke's on you. Most people who've been farming power have been playing without a HUD anyways, so this doesn't even fucking matter. Increased the duration against PvE combatants from 2 seconds to 3. That could be cool. I do not see anyone ever using this for PvE. There's just, why? There's so many other ways to do it. Titan exotics. Arbor Warden, picking up 3 orbs enhances your next Baronade. I always thought Arbor Warden was cool, like just tossing grenades. My question is, I have not played with it since they did the buffs to grenades, like with the stats. Does grenade stat buff this? It should. It when it converts your barricade into a nade, it should 100% buff your Baronade, right? Enhanced Baronade spawns in a Y pattern of 3 of your equipped barricade on Baronade detonations. That's huge. This does work with barricade modifications like Dringer's Lash or Storm's Keep. Aha. See, what people aren't talking about is that if you're using this on a what about Kepri's Horn is an exotic. I got excited for a minute because like Dringer's Last, Kepri's Horn, but Kepri's unfortunately is a exotic and not an actual like aspect, which honestly I think should have been an aspect. It's just yeah. Dringer's Lash, that'd be cool for wide area control. I mean, it's just build into class, and like I said, it should also build into damage, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, we need more like damaging style. I don't see people swapping this, especially for like prismatic. Is just the exotic class item's too good. Dune Marchers increase maximum chain count from 4 to 7. Man, remember when Doom Marchers was strong in PvP and then Bungie nerfed it to the ground and now no one fucking uses it? Each chain now grants 2 bolt charges, 3 with a fragment. Glaive melees can now... Well, it's time to become a glaive user because Doom Archer is about to be fucking annoying. Ursa Furiosa should not properly gain super energy if damage is blocked while the player has an overshield. That wasn't working. Let me read what the fuck is going on here. We're making some lighter quality of life improvements and bug fixes to... How long has that been a bug? The difficulty of an activity scaled. How much each absorbed attack scaled the super refund, but not the grenade refund, which made the part of the perk feel weaker and easier content. It was always weaker and easier content. And then they nerfed it in high-end content because it was being used because, like I said, this was the defensive option. And Bungie's like, no, we don't like that. So we're nerfing it. Super energy stored is no longer scaled based on enemy difficulty. This could be a good thing. This could be a bad thing because it could be shitty energy gains. It could be really generous energy gains. Super energy refund meter rate is doubled in app power activities. Okay, so that answers the question. Super energy refund meter is buffed by about 13.6. Okay, read the thing, tells you the thing. Okay, so it scales upward more. Okay, Ursa Furiosa might be good. The problem is it's in a bygone age where now you just murder everything anyway. Second chance. Will we give it a second chance or not? Added spawn void breaches on shield throw final blows. Problem is even if you build into like max melee, shield throw like doesn't always guarantee a kill, especially on beefier targets. Like, I don't know, like in order to really make the melee work is like you got Syntheseps and Worm God's Caress, which is the #1 melee exotics, right? Shield throw and has also been really inconsistent in my opinion. Throw melee energy on pickup of void breaches. That's cool. The Sentinel Shield super ranged attack now weakens with this exotic. So just okay. And fix a bug where anti-barrier shield throw melee would not bounce to more than one target. I don't think this is going to change anything. I'm going to be honest. People don't realize how weak shield throw is, and it's just more of a gimmick. That what I use on Prismatic for like my stronghold build, I use it to get an overshield real quick. That's just a gimmick. Armamentarium now grants 10% grenade energy on final blows. That's neat. And reloads the player's equipped weapon when using a grenade. So Demolitionist, you gave it demo, and then you essentially can use it to get, yeah, it's just demo. That's what it feels like, because demo you get more percentage based on gun kill. So, but this lets you stack with demo too, right? Yeah, this lets you stack with demo. Lion Rampants now allows shooting while ADS when in lift. Man, am I so out of touch with Lion Rampants? I thought you could always shoot aim down sight when you're in lift. That just tells you I've only ever used it as a movement tech, and that's it. Peacekeepers. Mobility bonus from 25 to 30. Wow. Re-added ability to swap load SMGs. I didn't know. Man, that tells you I've not used Peacekeepers. I thought that was already a thing. Peacekeepers apparently is really good just for the raid exotics. Or not raid exotic, the raid SMG. And then Barrow Dyad, that was a whole synergy. So cool. Warlocks. Let's see how good you get buffed. Nothing Manacles. I was just thinking the other day, Nothing Manacles just doesn't fucking exist. Charged and Nothing Manacles enhanced scatter grenades have been in an awkward spot for some time due to how much slower they deal damage in comparison to base grenade. We've made some adjustments to alleviate some of these inconsistencies. Additionally, Nothing Manacles has gotten a new perk that lets you cascade your scatter grenades and grant some deserved value when paired with Chaos Accelerant. All right, so this is for charged scatter grenades. Now creates 4 more Seekers, so you got more. Increase the damage by 25%. That's pretty noticeable. Improved Seeker tracking versus combatants and increase the lifetime of them. Faster final projection speed. That's pretty good. That's make them fast, make them zoom like homing rockets, right? Exotic armor now spawns additional scatter seekers on scatter grenade kill. This effect can chain. Okay, this could give Axiom Bolts a run for its money. Briar Binds lives in a world where collecting the Void Soul is not as exciting and as useful as you may think. Now needs fewer kills to max out its damage bonus, decreased from 4 from 6, Additionally, the Briarbine's Void Soul now does more damage based on the amount of time it has been deployed on target. Up to 30% more damage. Now, that sounds really exciting, but it's just your Void Soul. And I wonder if your Void Soul got the buff from like the turret buddies. I think it did. So if you build into Grenade, I think it also benefits. So maybe it's going to be good. I don't know. And you can have multiple, by the way. People like forget that you can have like, I think you can have multiple Void Souls active. I could be wrong. I've not used Briarbines in a long time. It wasn't a bad exotic. It was just all right. Storm Dancer's Brace. Dude, talk about an exotic that sounded really badass, but obviously Storm Dancer is probably the worst subclass for Warlock. And I'm not talking about Kamehameha. I'm talking about just running around as Palpatine. Palpatine has not been exciting since Destiny 1. Storm Trance is equipped. Now grants Bolt Charge for arc ability hits when amplified. Okay, that's cool. Again, cool. Bolt Charge, just not as exciting as it used to be. Storm Trance damage bonus now builds on hits instead of kills. That's massive. Increase max count to compensate. Needs 30 top damage bonus. So essentially it's, hey, you can just, in this exotic feature that we kind of made, pointless. We're going to make it a point doing damage. Now, it could be interesting how this does against bosses and champions, right? Because it's hits, and how many hits count, I don't know. Like, I have not tested how fast you do hits on with that super. Winter's Guile. Oh boy. I'm going to read because there's a lot of text here. Warlocks have a much harder time scaling to melee-centric builds than both Titans and Hunters. I would agree. Outside of Lightning Surge, like Lightning Surge is kind of nasty. Rather than updating Winter Guile to essentially be the newer version of Worm God's Caress, do it, you cowards. We decided on a more arcane twist. We ended up with a more Warlock-flavored version, incentivizing smart build crafting on how you build and spend the new... Listen, it's competing against the turret buddies and grenade builds. Just stop with the bullshit and give us something competitive, right? Melee and finisher final blows grant bonus damage. Okay, cool. Melee final blows grant 1 stack. Finishes final blows grants 3. Max is 10 for 400% damage. God damn. Stacks are lost one at a time for 4.5 seconds. By the way, they didn't specify, but I'm pretty sure Winter's Guile works with glaives. Once you reach 10 stacks, immediately gain 1 melee charge and enter Warlord's Rage when you activate your melee ability. You have 10 seconds to activate Warlord's Rage. Okay, so you go into this rage mode. What does it fucking do? Oh, I went up too soon. Gain dramatically increased melee regen speed, so you're able to spam it looks like. So lightning, I think Lightning Surge is the only one that matters in my opinion. Gain faster melee speed, so you're spamming it. Melee damage bonus increased to 500%. Last 10 seconds, lose all stacks. Oh, that kind of sucks though. Like if you're in a position where you need to be constantly doing damage, this could really fuck you over. So it's a risk reward. I personally, depends on how fast you can use, like how fast does it fill up your melee. If it's pretty significant and you can spam it, then yeah, this could be really cool. Honestly, it could be really cool. Matsudoxia, whatever the fuck it's called. This exotic has always been useless. Hitting a target with 5 Needle Storm projectiles now will activate the Steluxix Suspend Burst. The burst caused by the super, so it does a burst now, and it suspends everything, deals radically increased damage to all targets caught in the radius. This burst should allow Needle Storm to feel like a damage contender with the likes of Curus, Thunder Crash. This sounds really exciting until you realize. Okay, it said burst caused by super radically. So the suspending, does it have to actually activate suspend for it to do the bonus damage? If it's just in being in the region that it does bonus damage, then this thing sounds fucking sexy. Throw this shit on prismatic, like hot swap prismatic. Like you do this, then you swap off of it, blow your fucking load, and then swap. Yeah, man, this sounds very interesting. Yeah, we found our new swap exotic. Woo. Dawn Chorus, talk about exotic that wants to be good, but on a subclass that sucks ass. What are you gonna do to this thing? This one's a spoiler for next week's ability tuning. Yeah, so we're gonna see what abilities are gonna be next week. Good to know. We're buffing Solar Warlock's Daybreak super damage by 20% and letting Daybreak scorch targets by default. This should have done that by default anyways. Essentially, we're shifting some of the Dawn Chorus functionality into the base super. The end result is that Dawn Chorus and Daybreak's damage is being increased by 5%. Wow, you're really hitting home with that. We're really doing the Lord's work with Daybreak, which is more of like a PvP super. Even then, it's been crept out. The end result is that Dawn Chorus and Daybreak's damage 5% allows you to cause ignitions with a single projectile. And with our new exotic universal ornaments features coming Renegades, looking like a bug while doing so is optional. Ha, you're so funny. I still don't think this is going to matter too much, to be honest. A 5% damage increase? Like, come on. I hope maybe they do more to Daybreak because it's so disappointing. It's just not good. Overall, I think Warlocks won. Warlocks are eating fucking good. Titans seem like the losers. Like I'm going to be honest, Peacekeepers, this seems good for SMGs, but if you're not using SMGs, ass. Who gives a shit? 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 Like, where we're talking about making fun, holy shit, Titans, you ate a dick. And I'm saying, I'm part of it. Gemini Jesters, this could be interesting, not necessarily good. Supports, there you go. I'm gonna be honest, even Graviton for PvP, Hunters won. For PvE, Warlocks won. And sorry, Titans, you're just the unwanted stepchild. You got Bonk Hammer, I guess, you know, eat good, eat, you're McLovin' it, right? Yeah, I don't know what Bungie's doing. Even if the game was in a good space, outside of Warlock, I'm not excited about fucking any of these updates. Like, holy shit. How your game is on the fucking floor and this is the most you can do is like, hey guys, Warlock, play fucking Warlock. Warlock is about to be fucking nasty. Okay. There's only one class now. It's Warlock. Remember when we thought that Bungie only liked Hunters? Well, they do for PvP. They definitely do love Hunters for PvP, but for everything else, it's Warlock now. Damn. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. I'll see you in